Chemistry has 7 branches, which are physical, analytical, materials, biochemistry, organic, inorganic, and theoretical chemistry. Chemistry is important in our life because everything on earth is related to chemical, such as our food, textile, agriculture, metal, medicine, cosmetics, fuel, soap, perfumes, and other things. Even our body is made of chemicals. Chemicals occur when we breathe, eat, or we just sitting while reading. Chemistry is the foundation of medicine. Human being uses chemical reactions to create medication for a broad spectrum of illness. Chemical reactions take place in plants and animals. This result in the formation of substances in some plants and animals that can be used to treat illness. Chemistry is needed for the continual advancement of technology. By using the principles of chemistry, we can extract different types of metals and plastic. Plastic and metals are used in all aspects of society, from the office, transportation, housing industry, power industry, manufacturing industry, and food industry. The metals and plastic created are used to build electronic devices such as phones, laptop, tablet, car, and lab equipment. Chemistry has major importance in the food industry because it involves studying of chemical processes and how the chemicals interact in both biological and non-biological food components. Chemistry informs us about changes in food during processing and storage. The food we consume each day comes directly from mechanical processes. So, without chemistry, we and our domesticated animals would not have food. The most common importance of food chemistry is in baking, where the size and the color of the baked bread are determined by the chemical process that involves mixing various ingredients that result to a tasty bread. Understanding the monoxide is key in the baking process. The process where yeast is added to the flour as the yeast cells result in spongy dough is made possible through chemical process. In baking, we may not think of chemistry when we are baking a cake, but it is definitely a chemical process. Whatever type of food we bake, the recipe's basic ingredients are involved in several chemical reactions that ties diverse ingredients together to form the finished dish. For example, leavening agents such as baking soda, baking powder, and yeast give baked dough to rice. Baking powder, which is baking soda with an additional acidic salt, release carbon dioxide twice during the baking process. Once when it hits water and again when it reaches a certain temperature in the oven, heat helps baking powder produce tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide which make a cake light fluffy. When yes, a single celled fungus that feeds on starch and sugar is added to dough, it also releases carbon dioxide bubbles, giving the dough a light, delicate mixture. Chemistry is important in our health because it helps us to identify toxic substances that can lead us in harmful situations. Chemistry will help us to solve many future problems, including sustainable energy and food production, managing environment, and providing safe drinking water. Chemistry is important in cosmetic because chemistry will help us to make the product, to test the product, and to make sure that we are safe when we use the cosmetic product. Chemistry is important in agriculture because chemistry engages in the composition properties and reactions in matter, especially elements. Chemistry will help the agriculture to create new substances to improve our crops, their quality, productivity, and resistance to pests and time. Chemistry is important in fuel because fuel is any compound that has restored energy. This energy is captured in chemical bonds through processes such as photosynthesis and respiration. Chemistry is important in welding of metals together to ensure the property chemistry is involved to produce a strong joint. The need for and what type of heat treatment is required for a given metal or alloy depend on its chemical. Chemistry is important in metallurgy. For example, the example of property of metal that has chemistry is high density, malleable, ductile, high melting points, good conductors of heat, and good conductors of electricity. Chemistry is important in textile because various chemical processes are used to change the textile characteristics.